G'day, and we are here with the Oscar-nominated hair and makeup department from Coming to America. That is from the hair department heads Stacey Morris and Carla Farmer, and the special effects makeup Mike Moreno. I'm at Noble Gold Derby, and I wanted to ask you all, and whichever one of you wants to jump in can. Of the 5 characters that you had to do up that Eddie Murphy plays, which was the trickiest?
You want me first? You want me first?
Yeah, go, Mike. Yeah.
Okay, so I think Saul, the old man in the barbershop. I think that, and the funny thing is, Rick Baker had originally designed that makeup on Eddie, and when people first saw it, they didn't know it was Eddie Murphy. So Rick Baker really did this crazy, amazing thing. And then later on, people found out that it was Eddie. So in this film, I think people were waiting for that character, so they knew it was Eddie. So it made even more scrutiny on the makeup. So that was really challenging. And let's see, Randy Watson, that was so fun for me. I loved that makeup. Clarence is great. I mean, it's so funny, and his whole look, everything is just so funny, and his hair and his teeth, and it's just great. And those makeups for me are just super fun, and all the Arsenio stuff. I mean, I can't, I could brag all day about those. I mean, it's just like, you have the funniest people ever. From in my career, I've done so many makeups and so many people, and a lot of the time they don't act great, or they like hide in it or something. When you have Eddie and Arsenio, you have like the greatest actors ever who are in the makeup. So they're doing the full expression on how you designed it to be, and they're moving their faces around. And it's just like the dream situation.
Yeah. Carla?
I didn't do Eddie, so Stacey needs to talk about that.
Stacey, chip in.
Out of the characters with Eddie, I would have to say the flashback, when they flash back, we know what that looks like from before. And 30, what is it? 3 years have passed. So aesthetically, his face has changed a little bit. And so I watched the film, and in the original film, there's slight continuity fluctuations with his hair. And I actually spoke to him, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I was doing my own hair." So I'm like, "Oh, no wonder." So I had to like pick a median look between all the differences that I saw with the hair, and recreate that hair, like keeping in mind that the goal is to make it identifiable to people who have seen the movie before. And so with the changes that happen aesthetically, I had to make accommodations like proportionately for like the length and the width of the hair to the size of his face and the shape of his face, then and now, to make the overall appearance, look basically, the same as what we've seen before. So that was kind of my most, with Eddie, anyways, challenging and fun thing to try to figure out.
What was, Carla, the biggest challenge for you with the hair of the film?
There were a few. The first challenge, I think, was the production was letting us know ahead of time there wasn't a lot of money for hair. So we had an idea of what we wanted to portray on film. So I did not want to let finances affect that vision. So I did a lot of prep, and I did a lot of homemade in the garage in the middle of the night, prepping and making things. And so because there was a visual that I wanted and Stacey wanted to see on film that we have never seen before. So that was very important.
What's something you made in the garage in the middle of the night?
The wig on Wesley's son, Edie, that was made in a garage, and it took my friend and I, Paula Ashby, who's another great hairstylist in our union. I went to her house, and we took a wig that I had, and we wrapped it for about 12 hours. So we created that look for him. But at the time, I didn't know it was for him because we had no fittings. So I was just making stuff and purchasing stuff and taking it to Atlanta. And then when we got there, then we figured out who was going to wear what. But I just overly prepped.
Interesting. And it's interesting sort of what Carla said, how what she was trying to do, and I'm sure all of you were trying to do, is create something new, something that hasn't been seen before. But you're also tapping into a world that was introduced to film audiences more than 3 decades ago. How did you guys balance sort of trying to find something new, but also honoring the world and the look of the past in this film, Mike?
Well, that's an iconic film. Coming to America is an iconic film in so many ways. I mean, it's a classic in the movie world. I mean, you know, and for me, I was a little kid when I first saw the film, and I was just like, you know, I was a huge Eddie Murphy fan. I mean, before that, I had a VHS tape that I taped of Raw and of Delirious that I wasn't even like really allowed to do. So I would watch those like at night when my parents were sleeping and like literally like mimic every word. So I knew every single Eddie Murphy, you know, inflection, everything that he did, you know. So, you know, I was, you know, like this little kid. And when Coming to America came on, I was like, oh no, I need to see that movie. That's Eddie Murphy. You know, I just need to watch it. I don't care if it's dirty. I need to watch it. And then I see that Rick Baker had done all these makeups on him in the film. And I was just like, okay. I was already like a makeup kid who, you know, Michael Jackson's Thriller, you know, like just, I was obsessed with that. So when I saw Coming to America, I was just like, okay, this is just like totally unbelievably good. You know, how I was obsessed, totally obsessed. So it really projected me into wanting to do this film, and for my admiration for Rick Baker. And you know, Coming to America really was a life-changing film for me, just professionally, and just, you know, it's just great movie. So I mean, I couldn't say no on this project. I mean, it's just a dream job.
Yeah. Stacey, any thoughts?
What was the question?
It was balancing the doing stuff that was new and we hadn't seen on film before, while at the same time trying to honor the world of 30 years ago that was introduced by people like Rick Baker.
Oh yeah, I thought that was amazing because like we had the film from before and we knew, you know, what that was aesthetically and visually and all of those things with hair. But then we had the freedom to create these, you know, from this new world that we hadn't seen before, Nextdoria, you know. So, you know, Carla was like, oh, we can run. You know what I mean? It's like being a kid in the candy store. Yeah, I thought it was amazing. I mean, and with Nextdoria, like, you know, they had more of a tribal or African, you know, influenced, Afrocentric. We could be more urban and edgy with them. Like, and so it created this platform where in the film overall, we had so many different looks that were influenced from so many different places. Like we literally had, you know, period hair and, you know, the Zamundan European influence and American influence hair. We had the urban edgy, you know, Carla's in love with the Afro punk movement. So we could put that in there. Like we just had everything. It was just an amazing platform.
Yeah. Did you want to add anything, Carla?
No, I think they both said it well. And yeah, we were blessed to know what everyone expected from the original. So we had to give a nod and respect to that with the older generation in the film. But there was a new generation and there were younger people. So we were able to give influences of the area they grew up in and do a really great hair story with that. And like Stacey said, with Nextdoria, it was a more of an urban template that we were able to address those visuals. So it was like Stacey said many times, it was a love story to the culture. And we it was a love project. It was a dream project. And I just feel blessed to have worked on another Eddie Murphy film and to do it in such a way where we were able to create history and create some beautiful Black images through hair. So it's been a privilege.
Do each have a favorite moment in the film?
I think my favorite moment was when Tiana Taylor came out and that Prince song. I'm a fan of Prince. I know Craig is, and I know Mr. Mike Moreno is also. And of course, Stacey is too. She grew up in the industry. So that was my favorite part of the whole film, being on set during that time.
Very nice. Mike?
Yeah, that wedding scene with Randy Watson and the Reverend and the whole barbershop and Baba, the new character. I mean, that's like the coolest moment. There were statues of like James Earl Jones and stuff. It was just like the coolest like set, and just that whole scene had all the makeups we did in it, and it was just so fun. So that's one of my favorites.
Yeah, Stacey?
For me, it has to be the barbershop. I mean, that's my territory. Just those characters from before and now, and seeing them interact with each other. And then the setting alone, like that's where I have spent my entire life, is inside the shop. So that, and also when Wesley enters and he's doing that walk and he comes in, like, it's so crazy.
Yeah, as Carla and Stacey, as two people who know a lot about cutting hair and styling hair, how is Eddie and co at acting as barbers? Is that all right?
Oh, you're asking, is he good?
Yes. Yeah, is he good at does he look good cutting the hair and
he actually I actually asked him, I said, you did that like you do it, like the way you was holding the head and talking and holding the clipper, and he was like, oh yeah, I've cut hair before. And I'm like, how have I been cutting your hair 30 years and you over 30 years and I don't know that you picked up a pair of clippers in your life before? But yeah, he did great.
Oh, that's good. Well, congratulations on the Oscar nomination, guys. It's so exciting. And
Thank you.
And I guess the pressure was on you guys, maybe even more so on Mike than anyone, because the original film with Rick Baker got an Oscar nomination more than 30 years ago when the category was just for makeup. So did you feel that pressure, Mike, to have to repeat for the sequel? And you did.
Oh yeah, I mean, he really, Rick has been great. Rick really wants, us to win. I think just to kind of redeem a little bit his loss, So
unfinished business.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm just happy to be nominated. I mean, I think it's just like everybody else in the categories, all the competition. Technically they're all friends and stuff, and it's just a fun thing to be nominated and to represent our work, this really cool movie, and and Rick Baker. I mean, he's really proud, which I think is really cool. So
yeah. Carla, what is particularly now that hairstyling's part of the name of the category and included in that, what does that mean to get that Oscar nomination?
It means everything. It's a dream. You dream about these things, and you watch the Oscars as a kid, and you're just excited for that day. And to be a part of this journey is more than the words I have to speak to explain how excited and how honored I am, because this is what our highest honor in our field is. And to be a part of that and considered and then nominated, it's amazing. And I feel so grateful. And I feel so privileged also because there were people before me who were never recognized for their artistry and for Black beautiful images. And I just feel honored to be chosen for that.
Stacey, do you want to add anything?
Yeah, I mean, Carla basically said it all. It's just such an honor. This is the highest of the high. And, I'm glad this collaborative effort is definitely being acknowledged. And we had a great, immense opportunity to, exemplify these images and looks and Mike's makeup. I mean, just everything together is amazing. It means a lot.
Yeah. Oh no, it's good. It's very good. How do you? There's been a bit of attention this year. The makeup and hair category is one of the 8 that was talked about being pre-taped before the Oscars and shown later in the telecast in some ways. Do any of you want to comment on how you feel about that decision that the Academy's made?
Go ahead.
I mean, I just feel it's an honor, and I'm a little bit excited about the editing because I stumble over my words a lot. So the fact that I'm going to be edited and look the best I can if we win, I'm excited. I'm very excited.
Yeah, I have to say the same thing. I'm excited to be, a part of it any way they put it or do it. Or, I mean, we're still a part of it, just being edited in and being in film and television. I understand the goal. I understand the reason, and I understand it from a production standpoint. And I don't feel like we're being singled out. It's not just our category, other categories, and the categories may rotate in years to come. And so, I'm just happy to be a part of it. And it was voted on. It wasn't just a decision made. And I trust in the people that voted that this was the best thing, for them to do.
Yeah, that's good. And just remember to get there early, guys. Okay, I hate for you to miss your category.
Yeah, right.
Don't be worrying about your hair and makeup.
Yeah.
Well, as you notice, we all have the same hairstyle, so we'll be
all day, baby, all day.
Yeah. Well, you might. To get ready, you might need to go to Carla's garage at midnight, so you're ready in time. She can sort you out.
I'm gonna donate my hair to Carla soon. It'll be a long hair.
Yeah. Very good. And Mike, apparently from what you guys chatting about before we started, you've been hitting up the gym so you can carry that Oscar. Yeah.
If we win, Mike, I'm giving you mine to carry for the rest of the night because I'm part of it.
I'll pick you both up too. I'll hold you the whole night. Just hold the champagne. I'll carry you.
Okay. To sort of finish up, guys, is there just when you look back on your experience making this film, a moment that you had that was particularly special or encapsulated how you felt working on this movie? Don't mind which order you're going. Let's go with Mike.
I still haven't really processed it all yet. I mean, I'm just kind of, Carla said it's really a dream come true, but it's more than that because, when you're dreaming, you're sleeping, we're awake right now, so it's, I'm just having fun day by day, and I'm just appreciating and enjoying the whole process, and these interviews and just, I'm so psyched, I don't know. I mean, I don't know what else to say.
Same for me. I mean, when you're in it, it's different. Like you said, do you remember a moment when we're grinding? We're just in it. We're just putting our best foot forward, and trying to keep everything together in production and, our artistry, and you're not there. And then now we're out of it. The movie came out and so much time has passed and we've done so many other things in between. And now for this to come back, it's just like, really? Like Mike said, I'm like, pinch me, like we're literally dreaming awake.
Yeah.
There was a moment on set I do remember, and it was a big background day, and it was a lot of Atlanta people, African Americans, and they were walking on set and they were so proud of being there in those costumes and the hair and the makeup. Ruth Carter did an amazing job. And I remember that day, I just cried on set with the visual, because we were in Atlanta, we were at Tyler Perry Studios, who gives honor to many African-American artists on each of his stages. And I went up to Craig and I just thanked him so much for creating the space for us to be celebrated and allowing Stacey, I, and Mike to do what we do and to really amplify beautiful Black images. And I just remember that day, it struck my soul because they were so proud. These background people were so proud to be living in that fantasy space. And it was just a moment I will never forget.
You know what, you just brought it back too, because that was a moment. Like, we literally were on Tyler Perry Studios shooting Coming to America. And ironically, Bad Boys was shooting too. And it's like my career went full circle. We all came out, we took a picture, and I was standing there with my beginnings. Will Smith, you know, Eddie Murphy, Wesley Snipes, Martin Lawrence, like those are my beginnings. Like, it was so crazy. Like, everyone came out, we were all on the same lot shooting and doing good. 30 years later, still in it. Yeah, that's an amazing moment.
Fantastic. Well, people watching this interview can go to goldderby.com to watch other interviews with contenders and join the discussion in our forums and make your own awards predictions. Mike, Stacey, Carla, all the best of luck with your future projects, but the Oscars more immediately. I hope you guys do really well there. And thanks for chatting with us today.
Thank
you
you
so much.